This is breaking news. You are now turning into the first ever episode of TravistoTalk News, a live coverage on your way from our studio somewhere in Travis's mum's house. Yes, here it is. Our top story for the hour. Boy on YouTube thinks that he can do a good British accent when actually he sounds like a total what? That can't be right. Are you kidding me? Welcome back to TravistoTalk. Please excuse the sound of a generator running in the background. For those of you that don't know, TravistoTalk is filmed in the country of South Africa, and we have a special custom out here called load shedding. Basically, what it is that the president turns off the lights so that no one can see him stealing money. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. If the ref didn't see it, then it's not a foul. The longest 3 months of the year are over. The Barclays Premier League is back. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to review just what kind of chances your favorite English teams stand within the Premier League. So the first team we're going to review is Arsenal. The Arsenal fans have something to shout about in recent years. After finally brushing aside the empty trophy cabinet jokes, they've managed to pick up 2 FA Cups in 2 years, which is quite an impressive achievement. They are also the first team to pull off a historic treble. Yes, you guessed it. I'm talking about the Emirates Cup, the Barclays Asia Tour Trophy, and the Community Shield. Yeah, they'll be parading this one for long on Twitter. We've asked the experts here at TravistoTalk where they see Arsenal this season, and they have told us in no uncertain terms that they see Arsenal right at the very top. Yes, right at the top. Because in the beginning of the season, they start there. I mean, it's alphabetical order, A, B, C, that's how it is. If their form by the end of last season was anything to go by, and their preseason tour form on top of that, then Arsenal looks set to win something other than a Twitter poll for once. We see Arsenal doing very well, maybe dominating the league for big portions of time, until either Sanchez, Walcott, Chamberlain, or Ozil gets injured, and we see them slide into a more comfortable position. Next up, the Rent Boys, Chelsea FC. The defending champions, will they defend their championship? Is there really a reason why they shouldn't? You see, Chelsea have gone and picked themselves up a new sponsor. They've ditched their Samsung sponsored kit and are now rocking a new strip proudly sponsored by Yoko Ono tires. Why is that? Because, Mourinho needs tires for that bus he's always parking. I mean, come on. Chelsea finished in red-hot form last season, gapping everyone else. Stars like Eden Hazard, who are tipped to be some of the best and the brightest in the future, along with tried and tested talent at banging your wife, like John Terry. There's no telling what they could do this season. Not to mention Diego Costa, who has just turned 74. Even though he's been through 2 divorces, a civil war, and all 9 seasons of How I Met Your Mother, he might be one of the prospects to watch going into this season. Next up, yes, you guessed it, Liverpool, sorry, get them mixed up sometimes. After signing another one of Southampton's prospects, Nathaniel Klein, Liverpool are now holding contract talks to sign the Southampton groundsman and tea lady. So how do we see Liverpool doing? We all had big expectations on Liverpool last season. I mean, the season before that, they finished in second only because of a unfortunate slip-up. I mean, last season, Liverpool confirmed yet again that it's probably not the best business to sell your star player to a Spanish giant. It just doesn't work. Where do we see Liverpool finishing? Well, if all the results go their way, they could win the league. But if every result goes Watford's way, they could also win the league. Next up, the Blue Moon Manchester City. Manchester City are a team with a great history. I've probably been following this club since the beginning. Their roots within English culture, and it's just such a traditional club. It's unreal. Since the cash injections of 2008, Manchester City have been able to consistently keep up challenging for silverware. We see this season being no different, especially with the signing of a new star, Raheem Sterling. He could score goals, he could make assists, but we just really want him there to piss off the Liverpool fans. Where will City finish this season? If history is anything to go by, we're probably going to buckle under the stress of Champions League, after we get drawn next to Bayern Munich and Barcelona. It's terrible. And lastly, the Red Devils Manchester United. This season, we should see them making a real effort at going for the title. And after years of giving their crosstown rivals shit for buying success, they've seen that, maybe it's not such a bad idea. I mean, after all, it's not like money's ever made a good football team. Ever. They've cashed in on the tried and tested players such as Bastian Schweinsteiger and even some up-and-coming youngsters such as the young prospect Memphis Depay. They look a team to watch this season. Although they've just lost out on possibly the club's best ever number 7, they might actually make a challenge of the Premier League title this year. That's what our experts have to make of it. Who are our experts? You'll never know, because I don't really know. I don't know who writes this. Ma? Do you write this? I don't know who writes this. As we come up to the beginning of the season on Saturday, don't forget to update your fantasy team. Once again, Travisto out.